Development falls tomorrow, and it's always important to use as a tool for change and to develop our communities. And all throughout this week, there's been a special program going on at Ayenya in the that's a Greater Accra Region, Shire Osudoku District to be specific. And today they're in the studio to tell us more about this program with an African expert or a world expert in sports for development in the studio. I want to introduce quickly the gentleman in the studio. Closer to me is Emmanuel Ntoko. He's a South African and has been in basketball and has been in the thick of affairs for such a long time. Time will just not permit me to go through all you see, but Emmanuel, so glad to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much again. And there's David Duzo in the middle. I'll tell you a little bit more about David, who's also been doing an exceptionally good job, in the community, not only in Ghana but also elsewhere. And there's Free who also joins us. Gentlemen, most all welcome. Let's get talking, Emmanuel, first. Rich Sports Management. Tell us a little bit more about it, because you are the ones who brought this program into the country.
Yeah, so I mean, a bit of background. I grew up in South Africa. I played basketball for South Africa when I was young, and I got rated the best point guard in the continent when I was 18. But I didn't have access to opportunities, so I didn't have people that could help me reach my potential. So Reach was born out of the idea that there's a lot of talent in our continent. There are many people that are very gifted, but there's no one there giving them the opportunity to reach their sporting dreams. So a part of what we are doing here in Ghana is to support David and Archie in Ayenya to reach out to young leaders in the communities, because they are there, they love sport, but also train young people in basketball and football, but also incorporate life skills and ICT training in the work that we're doing. Wow.
So how's the experience been like the last few days during this training?
So I mean, I'll let David and Archie talk more about that, but I've loved being in Ghana. It feels like being at home. I know everyone that comes from abroad comes to Africa and they say, oh yeah, I feel like I'm at home, but it really feels like I am at home here. It's been amazing meeting and connecting with young people. Your young people are resilient, they are strong, they've got good ideas, they know what they need. All they need is a bit of support. So the training was fantastic, but I think maybe David and Archie can say more on the training.
So David, what are we seeing on screen? I see a basketball court, I see people running, and a very lovely shot out there. What really is
so that is some of our intimates, some of our kids that we train them.
Okay.
For the week.
So what's the name of the community again?
That is Ayenya.
Ayenya.
Yes,
okay.
Ayenya community in Dodowa area. And
okay.
it was very fantastic having kids, because we have a passion for it. So when we are doing it, we do it with our hearts.
Okay.
And then we make sure that the kids are in a good position in the future. Okay. Because we believe that the kids are our future. Okay. So when we give them a better foundation now, it helps them to grow up in a better place.
Actually, you're also one of the people whose experiences. What sort of training do they go through, and what change does it bring in them? Just taking part in sports and being part of this.
Right. Thank you. Sports has the ability to change the world. And integrating sports in Ayenya has helped so much, because most of the children are going to school because of the sports.
Okay. And
it has changed their mindset. And we are using football, basketball, and athletics, and we are also integrating ICT.
ICT.
Yes, ICT, to help them. Without ICT, this huge studio will not be there. So Rich Sports' main goals is to harness the children's potential.
Okay.
And it's not only about football or basketball or
what is going on here? Were you part of it?
So that is one of our technical recreative games that we used to train our leaders, for them to know and then also come together, form of building a teamwork. Okay. So when they go through it, we time them. After timing, then we see how best they go with the time.
Yeah, just to add on that, that's basic team building and leadership. The gentlemen were talking earlier on about the challenges facing the Ghanaian Football Association. Without strong leadership, we aren't going to have people that have capacity to manage and build the ecosystem of sports, not only here in Ghana but in our continent as well. So that's a simple game that we use to teach communication and leadership. Communication and leadership.
Yes.
And who are these people, David? What is the background? Where do they come from? What do they do?
Well, most of them are professional teachers, as most of them too.
Doctor.
Most of them are professional. Most of them are professional teachers, and most of them are youths that we are trying to bring them back into the sports forum, so that they can also have the opportunity to be teaching the young talents coming up. And then most of them are coming from various communities around us. That is Dodoa, and then we have Agomeda, we have Ashari Janshin guys that are also doing well up there.
Okay.
So our passion is to involve the youth in, because we believe that when we give them the tool, they also use it to help the young ones that are coming. Okay. So that is one of our main focus.
Actually, having been part of this, and with all that you've been taught, after you're done, what happens next?
Yes, what happens next is we are taking the program into the next level, because as you could see that we were training young leaders who can also impact the communities.
Okay.
So we are making a network, so that each and every time we can know what's happening with them in their communities. So that's basically what.
So to add to what he said, initially we are going to do kind of a follow-up. So they go back to their community and we see how best they are doing there, with a little bit idea that we give them through the workshop.
Okay.
And then we'll see ahead to give them also create an opportunity for them to have hands in rich sports. So that is one of
hands in.
Yeah, like a form of, they also get a benefit from rich sports.
Okay.
So we are not just giving them the skills, then we leave them.
Okay.
So
you were telling me, and I asked particularly about the background of the people. You're telling me some of them are teachers, some of them are into coaching, and so they already have contact with the community.
Yes.
And so with the new acquired skills, they're supposed to go back and also impart
it.
Okay.
Into the life of the kids.
Okay. Make a change.
Yeah, make a change in the community.
We're trying to change the narrative about African sports, and Emmanuel just said something here that you're about the best point guard in Africa. When you were 18, you were looking for opportunities, which wasn't there, and opportunities is that crucial, for these young guys, creating that opportunity, for them. But I'm just trying to picture this for anybody watching who tells you we don't have money to do anything. I can't go to school. I can't start anything because I just don't have the money to do anything. What will be your advice to such people in such situations?
I think that's a great question. I think 3 or 4 of the young leaders we were coaching over the past few days were talking about not having money. It's a basic reality for them, so you can't discount that. But I think if you are committed, if you are dedicated, if you have a bit of luck, then hopefully things come together for you. I know saying things like luck is a bit soft, but I think it really helps. But nothing beats hard work, but you also need the right people to support you. So the thing that I am here to do is not to give money to people.
Okay.
I just don't have that, but what I can give is skills, and I can utilize my global network of friends to support the young people over here who already have the talent. Okay. So that is what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so what's next? From Ghana, where are you going to?
So this guy here for me is an amazing case study. I met him when he was 17. Okay. Last week we were in Abidjan training 56 young leaders from around 8 African countries, and he was co-leading the training with me.
Okay.
I think there are other champions like David who can transform communities and become change agents in their countries. So I want to grow a critical mass of Davids and young leaders around the continent who love sport, who love their communities. They are from the communities that they work in, and they are creating change in their communities.
And they have a wonderful facility at Anyanya.
It's beautiful.
A school field, a basketball, there's a community health facility.
Yes.
There's a school.
There's a government school.
There's a government school there too, and I don't know, but I look at that facility every day, and I just feel that these guys are having something that other communities are not having. Yeah. David, what really is next, you know, for you and for Rich Sports?
Well, I think I have to make sure that I do my homework well, and then make sure I push Rich forward, because Rich is going to give me a lot of opportunity to go outside and train internationally, and then I'm expecting that from Rich.
And come back and impact it.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, last word here.
Yes. I will be spearheading Rich Sports, and also in helping young leaders to also impact what they've learned into the communities.
To the community. Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in Ghanaian.
Also Ghanaian.
Yes.
Okay.
Ghanaian.
All right then. Well, many thanks again, Achi Free, and then David Judo and Emmanuel Ntoko tried to take a back seat and allow the gentleman to talk a lot more, but he said it, and I think he really hit the nail right on the head. I don't have money to give you, but I can impact the skills onto you, and once that is done, you also have to then give it back to the community. As we celebrate International Day for Sports, it's something that is done around the world around this time of the year, and you really have to look deeper into using sports and making a change, and it's something that Jan Pofankra and a lot of people in this country are doing, and it definitely will continue going into the future. Many thanks again to everybody who's made this show a massive success on this Friday. Stay Africa. Bye for now.